In the heart of the Amazon rainforest, where the thick canopy above so densely interlaced that it seemed twilight had descended even in the height of day, lay a relic from a bygone era. The ancient temple, obscured from the eyes of the modern world, stood as a formidable sentinel of forgotten history. Its once grand architecture, majestic in its prime, was now a shadow of its former glory, ensnared by relentless encroaching vines and creeping moss. The stone walls, once pristine and adorned with intricate carvings of celestial beings and sacred symbols, had succumbed to the relentless forces of nature. They were now covered in a dark patina, hinting at the untold ages since its last use. The air around the temple was thick with an oppressive stillness, broken only by the occasional distant cry of exotic wildlife and the subtle rustle of unseen creatures. The temperature was stifling, the humidity clinging to every surface like a living shroud. The temple itself was suffused with an aura of dark energy that seemed to pulse with a malevolent rhythm. This ethereal aura whispered of ancient rites and sacrifices, of primordial fears and cosmic indifference. Legends spoke of the temple as a sacred ground where rituals were performed to appease ancient gods, dark entities that demanded blood and reverence. It was said that those who ventured too close would feel an unshakable dread, a chill that crawled up the spine and settled into the bones. Here, in this forsaken and enigmatic locale, two of the universe's most terrifying hunters would soon clash in a battle of epic proportions. Jeepers-creepers, a demonic creature of nightmare, emerged from the darkness every 23rd spring to hunt and feast on the fear and flesh of the unwary. Its monstrous form, with its grotesque visage and gnarled wings, was a living embodiment of terror, thriving in places where dread lingered like a tangible mist. Opposite it, the Yacha predator, a formidable alien hunter, descended upon this cursed ground with a singular purpose. The predator, known for its relentless pursuit and merciless efficiency, was an apex hunter from a distant world. Adorned with advanced weaponry and a collection of trophies from countless hunts across the galaxy, it was driven by an unyielding quest to find and conquer the ultimate prey. The clash between these two predators, one born of nightmares and the other of interstellar might, was destined to be a confrontation of unrivaled intensity. On a moonless night, the jungle was unnaturally silent, its usual nocturnal sounds crickets, distant birds, rustling leaves eerily absent. A deep, expectant stillness hung over the rainforest, as if it was holding its breath. In this darkness, an ancient, abandoned temple loomed amid twisted vines and towering trees. Once majestic, the structure was now crumbling and overgrown, its grand entrance guarded by eroded statues and enveloped by the encroaching jungle, hinting at an ancient and malevolent presence. It was here that Jeepers-creepers had claimed its dominion. The creature, with its enormous, leathery wings folded tightly around its grotesque form, had turned the temple into its personal lair. It sat in the shadows, its gnarled claws resting on the blood-soaked altar, and its demonic eyes glowing faintly with a malevolent light. The creeper was a terror of the night, thriving in places where fear and dread ran deep. It had established a reign of terror over the surrounding land, reveling in the screams and the scent of panic that accompanied its hunts. Tonight, however, something felt different. The creeper's senses, finely attuned to the subtle changes in its domain, detected an unsettling shift in the atmosphere. The jungle, usually a place of restless activity, had fallen into an eerie calm. It was as if the very fabric of reality had been momentarily altered, and the usual signs of life had been suppressed. The creeper's instincts, honed over centuries of predatory existence, were alerting it to an imminent disturbance. It was not a prey's typical scent or sound, but something far more profound, a signal that the night was about to bring a new kind of terror. High above the canopy, where the jungle's sprawling foliage could not reach, a cloaked Yacha ship hovered in silence. The ship's advanced cloaking technology rendered it almost invisible against the inky blackness of the sky. Within its high-tech confines, the Predator, a fearsome alien warrior known across galaxies for its unparalleled hunting prowess, was carefully monitoring the situation. The Predator's ship, equipped with cutting-edge sensors and advanced detection systems, had picked up an anomaly, a powerful, malevolent energy signature emanating from the depths of the temple. Intrigued by this unusual energy source, the Predator's combat instincts were instantly sharpened. It was accustomed to tracking the most elusive and dangerous of prey, but this was different. This was a challenge that promised not just a hunt, but an encounter with something ancient and profoundly dark. The Predator's eyes, glowing faintly behind its fearsome mask, reflected a mixture of excitement and calculated curiosity. It was a hunt unlike any other, one that would test its skills, strategy, and adaptability in ways it had not previously encountered. With its advanced cloaking device engaged, the Predator began its descent into the jungle. The ship's descent was slow and deliberate, ensuring minimal disturbance in the dense foliage below. As it neared the temple, the ship's systems adjusted to the new readings, calibrating for the unique energy signatures and environmental conditions. The jungle seemed to hold its breath even more tightly as the Predator prepared for what would undoubtedly be a confrontation of legendary proportions. The Predator's descent into the jungle was almost imperceptible. With its cloaking device engaged, it moved through the dense underbrush like a wraith, its advanced vision modes scanning for heat signatures and movement. As it approached the temple, its sensors picked up the distinct energy of dark magic, an unusual find for any hunter. Inside the temple, jeeperscreepers sensed the intruder. The creature's heightened senses, attuned to detect fear and malice, picked up on the presence of something otherworldly. The creeper's wings rustled as it prepared to confront this new threat, its monstrous form slipping into the shadows of the temple's grand hall. The two predators met in the central chamber of the temple, where ancient symbols of power were etched into the stone floor. The predator, decloaking, stood tall and formidable, its wrist blades extended in readiness. Jeeperscreepers, unfurling its wings, let out a spine-chilling hiss. The tension was palpable, each recognized the other as a worthy opponent. Without warning, the predator launched its spear with incredible precision. The spear whizzed through the air, but the creeper, with a display of unnatural agility, twisted out of the way, its claws slashing at the spear's trajectory. The spear thudded into the wall, vibrating with the force of the impact. Jeeperscreepers countered with a shriek that seemed to shake the very foundations of the temple. The sound was deafening, and the predator's advanced audio sensors struggled to compensate. The creeper lunged, its talons slicing through the air toward the predator, who narrowly avoided the attack by rolling to the side. The predator retaliated with a blast from its shoulder cannon. The energy bolt struck the creeper squarely, sending it crashing into a column. The creeper's regenerative powers kicked in almost immediately, and it rose, its wounds beginning to heal. The temple walls, now scorched, were bathed in the eerie light of the predator's cannon. The predator switched tactics, using its net gun. The high-tensile net shot out, wrapping around the creeper. The creeper roared in frustration, its strength allowing it to partially tear through the net. The predator moved in swiftly, its wrist blades slicing through the net and drawing blood from the creeper's struggling form. The creeper, enraged and desperate, summoned a wave of dark energy, creating a vortex that pulled at the very fabric of the temple. The predator's sensors flickered as it was momentarily disoriented by the dark magic. The creeper, now partially free from the net, lunged with its claws extended, aiming for the predator's throat. In a split-second decision, the predator activated its thermal vision and saw the creeper's attack coming. It sidestepped and retaliated with a brutal, calculated strike. The predator's wrist blades found their mark, digging into the creeper's side. The creeper screeched in pain, its body convulsing from the wound. Determined to end the fight, the predator employed its most devastating weapon, the plasma caster. It recalibrated the weapon's settings, charging it for a high-intensity blast. With a roar of defiance, the predator fired. The plasma bolt struck the creeper dead center, the force of the explosion sending the demon sprawling across the chamber. As the creeper lay weakened and struggling to move, the predator approached cautiously, its mandibles clicking in anticipation. With one final, decisive move, the predator used its combistic to deliver a lethal blow, piercing through the creeper's chest. The creeper's eyes dimmed as it let out a final, despairing screech. Breathing heavily, the predator stood over its fallen opponent. With a careful, methodical approach, it severed the creeper's head. The head, still slightly twitching, was placed in a special containment device designed to preserve trophies. The predator admired its prize, knowing it would be a trophy of great significance. The jungle began to stir again as the predator made its way back to the yacht ship. The damaged temple, now partially collapsed and scorched, was left as a silent monument to the battle. The predator boarded its ship, the creeper's head secured among other trophies of past hunts. As the ship ascended and cloaked itself, the jungle returned to its eerie stillness. The local legends would whisper of the titanic clash between the demonic creeper and the alien hunter, each recounting the tale with varying degrees of awe and horror. The Yacha would record this hunt as one of their greatest, a testament to their prowess and the unyielding nature of their kind. And so the Battle of the Jungle's Heart became a legend, a story of two apex predators who met in a timeless struggle, each driven by their own relentless pursuit. The predators' victory was marked by the addition of another formidable trophy, and the jungle whispered its tales of terror to those who dared to listen.